So fucking bad. Okay, Trump border czar says Mexico open to taking cartels off the face of the earth. That is pretty extreme. Let's see what they got to say. The first 100 days with Donald Trump.
Mexico's Senate has approved letting U.S. special forces into their country. They will be training
Can't wait for that.
Mexico's Marines. Look who's here now, Trump's border czar, Tom Homan. Tom, is this what you meant when you
See
said
what happens
we bring
there,
the
guys,
weight of the
'cause that's
world
kinda
down on
scary.
the cartels?
I am from Texas, and unlike Afghanistan, which has thousands of miles and an entire ocean between us, Mexico is right there on our border, and a lot of the people who they're going to be fighting in the cartels are already on our soil. So when you ask somebody why do they think that there needs to be ARs, assault rifle, what would you possibly need an assault rifle for? Maybe it's whenever the cartels retaliate against us going in there and dismantling their entire operation. That's possible. Yeah, small scale wars, and we're not very good at fighting these insurgencies, especially on our home turf. Maybe it'll be easier because we have more control over it, but maybe not.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's a part of it, but President Trump designated these criminal cartels as terrorist organizations, and for a couple of reasons.
They kind of
Number
are.
one, they've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined, and they've killed thousands of journalists and politicians and Mexican officials. And look, I think Mexico wants to be free of the cartels. I mean, they failed to shut them down in 3 decades. You got to remember, a lot of these corrupt Mexican officials, they don't want to be corrupt, but they're told by the cartels, you will do this, or we will kill you and your family.
Exactly.
So I think Mexico's welcoming
corrupt.
the United States, helping them take the cartels off the face of the earth.
I believe you are accusing the FBI of leaking details about planned ICE raids. You say they're putting agents' lives at risk. How do you handle leaks within the FBI?
Well, what I said was the first leak, we already identified the first leak, it was not in the FBI, but the second leak, there's some information that tends to believe it came from the FBI, but I want to be clear on this. We have thousands of FBI agents on the street with us every day doing the interior enforcement operation. These men and women are great patriots, doing a great job. So we'll see if there's a leak within the FBI that's being investigated by the Department of Justice.
Of course, there's a leak somewhere. I mean, it's hard to say that there wouldn't be a leak somewhere. I mean, if it's possible for there to be a leak, there's going to be a leak. I mean, they're going to force that. Now, saying if it's like common or if it's like rare, I have no idea. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, it's probably happened before. Or if it's not happening now, it'll happen in the future. So, like, keep a tight ship running.
We'll see where that leads. But look, how do we stop the leaks? We just keep going forward. You're going to have those few that take a political angle to this. And I've sent messages out to the entire agencies involved in this operation. When you want to take a political stance and you want to make a leak because you want illegal aliens arrested, what you're in fact doing is putting lives of agents at risk, because we are concentrating on public safety threats, national security threats, such as Trinidad Iowa, TDA. We don't need TDA knowing we're coming to that residence at a certain time, because they can ambush our agents. So it puts our agents at extreme risk.
Well, yeah, you obviously don't want them to know because of security operation, like SecOps, like it's not secure. Why would you want your enemy to know anything about your movements? Kind of like the element of surprise is a huge factor. I think they wrote that in a book called The Art of War. I don't know. I've never read it. So.
Already a dangerous job, right? They got to go arrest really bad people. So any leak puts them at greater risk. So we're addressing it. The IG is doing an investigation, and DOJ finds that leak. They will prosecute that leak.
We're told that some cities, there are spotters, neighborhood watchers. And when they see people who look like ICE agents around, the word gets out and people disappear. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, we're seeing that. We got the groups going across, letting people know where we're at and when we're hitting the city. And that happens through a lot of investigations over the last couple of decades. What concerns me, though, you got members of Congress, telling these people that we're looking for, don't open your door, don't talk to us, don't say a word, and you don't have to answer questions. But the big thing is, don't answer the door, hide in your home, and don't talk to ICE when they come to your door.
Hey, if it works.
I'll say it again. We are concentrating on public safety threats. These are people in the United States illegally. They've been convicted of a serious criminal violation. a public safety
Allegedly,
violation.
allegedly they were
And they've been
convicted.
ordered removed by an immigration judge. They had due process at great taxpayer expense, so they've been ordered removed. We have members of Congress educating them on how to evade ICE. I find that deeply troubling.
Why did the administration fire more than a dozen immigration judges?
You know, I'm not in the loop on that. I can only guess. I mean, let's remember, under the Biden administration, soon Biden became president, he fired a lot of immigration judges. You know, the leftist says they're going to put a lot of judges in the Supreme Court. They want to stack the Supreme Court. That's exactly what they did when Biden became president. He got rid of conservative judges and stacked the immigration courts with far left.
Hey, if you can stack your own team and you have the ability to do so, why wouldn't you do it? Like, I'm not a Trump supporter or anything like that, you guys. I'm not really not, but it's like obviously that's the way it's going to work if it's possible, if it's going to happen. If he can make it happen, he'll make it happen, dude.
Judges. So I can only assume that some of these judges aren't doing the job they're supposed to be doing in ruling on the statute. You know, making decisions on the rule of law rather than woke policies. That is my guess. I wasn't in the loop on that, but I'm not surprised this happened.
The administration said the worst of the worst were the people. They were the people that's going to be held in Gitmo. But there's an article in the Washington Post this morning that says that some family members of those detained say they're being falsely branded as members of Tren de Aragua.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, at what point do you have to prove if you're taking them to Gitmo? I guess the whole problem with Gitmo was that you didn't have to prove that they don't get a trial. They don't get all that stuff. You just take them there, and then like, how do you know? You could just put whoever you want in there, and they could have been completely innocent, and they'll never get their day in court. So,
what's your response to that, Tom?
That's the Washington Post. I mean, look, President Trump's been clear. We're going to put the worst of the worst at Gitmo. And look, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. No one's off the table. If you're in this country illegally, it's not okay. But President Trump has said from day one, we're going to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats. You know, Varna.
Look, I don't think that people being here illegally, I don't think everyone who's here illegally has like malintentions for, malicious intentions for our country. They want to work, they want to live. Honestly, our country is probably better than theirs, depending on which country they're coming from. I don't see a necessary problem with this, man. I just really don't. So.
I looked at the numbers today. In the last 24 hours, a total of 229 people were encountered by the Border Patrol on the southwest border. 229. I haven't seen that. I've been doing this job since 1984 as a Border Patrol agent. I've never seen the numbers that low. 229 compared to 11,000 a day under Biden. We've doubled the number of criminal aliens arrested. We've doubled the number of illegal aliens arrested in the interior. We've doubled the number of gang members, Tren de Agua and MS-13. President Trump made a promise to American people, and we're keeping that promise. The numbers are extraordinary. We're not there yet. We got more to do, but I look at those numbers this morning, I just shake my head how much President Trump has accomplished in less than a month.
Got it. Tom Homan.
It is pretty impressive that how so much has changed. I don't know if it's actually a benefit. I don't know if it's going to be a net positive. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't think anybody does. It's why there's so much chaos going on right now, but I just really hope that they don't target families, the decent people. I really hope they're just trying to get rid of the criminals and the people doing crazy things and living in these sanctuary cities and committing tons of crimes with no repercussions at all. I don't think it's necessary to deport everyone who's illegally here, but just give them maybe. Man, it's such convoluted, hard to describe.